Our very first question says, what is the average rate of change for the function f of x equals 2 cosine of x over the interval negative pi to 2 pi? So I know that average rate of change is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I need to get some ordered pairs. First off, let's plug in these x values because my x values are going to be negative pi and 2 pi. And my y values are going to be whatever the output is when I find the cosine of that value and then multiply by 2. So let's get a little, I always like to draw this just so I kind of have an idea. Cosine, remember, is your x value. So if we are going negative pi, that means we are going clockwise. The cosine value at negative pi is going to be, or pi degrees away, right, is going to be negative 1. And so if you have 2 times negative 1, that output is going to be negative 2. For 2 pi, I know my cosine value is positive 1. So 2 times cosine of 2 pi, I know that this is positive 1 times 2. And so my output is just going to be positive 2. Getting this written down, remember I'm just identifying my x1, y1, my x2, y2. So when I plug them into that slope or average rate of change formula, I get 2 minus negative 2, y2 minus y1 over x2, so 2 pi minus negative pi. When I simplify this, we should get, let's write it over here, got a little bit carried away here. I got 4 over 2 pi plus pi, so I'm just going to leave that 4 over 3 pi and let it be. Number 2, what is the period of the following function? I know that period is 2 pi divided by that b value. In this case, b is 3, so I'm just going to say 2 pi divided by 3, box it and let it go. Rewrite the 4th root of x cubed. So remember that my exponent is always my numerator, and that root index, or that little number that is on that root that tells us like how many pieces am I looking for, becomes the denominator. If every person at a company has a salary raise of $5,000, how are the mean and the median affected? All right, so I know that the mean is going to be increasing by exactly 5,000. Because that's just like saying we can try some numbers here, right? If you have 5 plus 8 plus 2 divided by 3, right? We get 15 divided by 3, which is 5. Oop, my brain worked a little faster than my hand. Then, if I added 5 to every single one of these values, so if I said 10 plus 13 plus 7 divided by 3, our guess is that it would increase by exactly 5, right? Because each of these values got 5 added to it. And I get, let's see, 30 divided by 3, and so that gives us 10, which is exactly 5 more. The median, however, if every single salary is raising $5,000, the exact same thing is going to happen. That middle value is still going to be the middle value. So I'm just going to say median and mean will increase by $5,000. Example here, if you wanted to see that, if I had 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8, right? My median value is going to be 4. If I added 5 to all these numbers and I got 6, 7, 9, 10, 13, my median is 9, which is going to be 5 more than my original median. Last one here. Graph a quick sketch of 3 cosine of x over the restricted domain negative pi to pi. Great. Okay. I know that this 3 is just an amplitude change, so I'm going to get myself a quick little graph here. So I know that I usually count by pi over 2, so negative pi over 2, negative pi, pi over 2, positive pi. I know that cosine of x is positive 1 at 0, but with that 3, we're going to go up to positive 3. Remember, then it goes down to 0, down to -1, but with that amplitude stretch of 3, we're going to go down here. I would continue to go on and on at this curve, but it says that I want from -pi to pi, so we're just going to mirror that image over the y-axis. And since it's a restricted domain, we're just going to stop at those endpoints. And guys, we are done.